Hi everyone, I'm Ryan with Barn Rat Woodcraft Studio. Welcome to my humble little shop here in my garage in northern Kentucky. Been listening to a lot of podcasts, listening a lot to the Reclaimed Audio podcast, and making it, and you guys have really inspired me to join the community. I've been making on and off for about 3-4 years here, nothing crazy, but recently got laid off and have been trying to see what I can do instead of just standard little tiny Pinterest projects my wife comes up with to get creative and to create original content. For 9 years, I've been in the pest management industry, killing all things creepy, crawly, and fuzzy. Sorry, Mr. Sway, but somebody's got to protect the health and property of our community. So one of the things I ended up doing recently is I took one of the tools of my trade here, the standard Victor rat trap, and turned these bad boys into a pretty nifty business card holder. It's actually taken off quite well with a lot of my industry colleagues and friends. I've sold probably about 2 dozen of these so far, and really only came up with it about 2 weeks ago. So pretty successful for me, but this is going to be my first YouTube video showing you all what I do in my studio. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks. All right, now that I got all the tools I need, there's a couple of modifications we need to make to the rat trap before we go ahead and start heating things up and bending it. First off, there's a little staple right here that holds the trigger bar down. I gotta pull that staple out. We're gonna set that aside for later because I'll need to reattach that. And then the second thing is this pedestal, this bait carrier. It's got this little ledge here. That ledge is gonna get in the way of my jig. So I'm gonna have to knock that bad boy down, flatten it a bit, and get it nice and flat so it sits in my jig. So we'll just take this bad boy, pop her in there. All right, backside's in, lift that bar up. Hold it tight, screw her down, and there we go. As you can see, we got the bar up, ready to go. Let's get to the fun stuff. Oh, hold on. Safety first. In the pest management world, we have something called PPE police. They're constantly trolling on our videos and posts that we post in the pest management communities, and I'm sure they're all over here. I just haven't found them yet. So let's go heat this bad boy up. So what I'm doing is just taking the tip of the blue part of the flame and applying it to the bar here. Waiting until that glows a bit. Get it nice and red. Almost there. Then we'll move to the other side because these bars are pretty darn strong. And if I don't have both sides heated up, it's not going to give me a good bend. So just go back and forth, trying to get these nice and red, nice and hot, so that they're real easy for me to bend. Again, making sure I'm doing my best not to set this plywood 1x4 and 2x4 little jig I made up. Try not to set that on fire. Now that we got everything nice and warm, right above where the hinge braces kind of touch on the bar, get that nice and warm, and you take this and then just give it a good 90-degree bend there. Okay? Now, once you get that bend, we're going to go through and we're going to give it one more 90-degree bend. Again, heating up the bar, using the tip of the flame coming out of the torch. Get that nice and red. Heat up the other side real good. I know, this is the fun part, right? It's like watching paint dry. We've all done it, but gotta get here. Alright. So nice and heated up. Nice and red on both sides. Take my pliers again. Give it a nice 90-degree on there. Push this around a bit. Give that a nice 90-degree down there. Now, I'm not quite happy with this side, so we're just going to heat this up one more time. Get it pliable again. One to work with me. We'll give that a much nicer, cleaner bend there. Alright. Now one of the things, as you can see here, it's a little uneven. So I'm going to try and heat that up. Get that to square out a little bit. And really it's just a whole lot of heat. And use your pliers, move it around a bit. Get it to a nice angle that you like. And get it taken care of. Alright. So everything's level, everything's good. Wrong way. Alright. We are done with the torch. So, take this bad boy out of its jig. Now remember, I just spent about 5 minutes with the torch on this thing, so it is going to be warm. So I'm going to make sure not to touch it by the metal parts. But there we go. See, nice little bend to it. Looks good, looks pretty. And now we'll move on to the platform. All right, so we have the rat trap all bent up exactly how we wanted it. So remember that staple I pulled out? I'm gonna take this bad boy, put her back in there, right back in the hole she came from. Give her a couple good taps. Good to go. So we'll set this aside. No, we won't. Here's the thing. Business card stand doesn't do well flat. And this puppy is not exactly gonna stand up on her own. So I gotta make a stand coming off the back here. Here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take this nice trusty little 1x4 scrap that I got sitting around the shop. Gonna measure out about 2.5, 2.25 inches. Nothing crazy. It's not exact science. Give it a nice little mark there. And then connect that line to the top here. Give it a nice pull. Then we're gonna take that out to the sharp saw I got out there and cut that bad boy off. So yeah, come on with. All right, so now it's time to go ahead and cut off that little piece of the 1x4. Even though the wife has let me take over the garage and turn it into my woodcraft studio, she still won't let me fill the garage with sawdust. So we have the wife-approved sawdust accumulation area, i.e. out in the driveway. I'm going to go ahead, cut this piece off, and we'll go from there. All right, so as you can see, I've got my saw dialed in there at 30 degrees. And the laser's kind of faint, but you can still kind of see it. lines up just about right. So we're gonna turn this bad boy on. Again, safety first. So because I don't have a bunch of fancy camera equipment, we're just gonna turn this off while I cut, but we'll go ahead and cut that piece off and go from there. Don't want to try and operate this saw with one hand on the camera and one hand on the saw. All right, so we've got our nice little piece cut off here. Not too shabby. Little kind of triangle. Now one of the things, and again, there's no science behind this, but I don't want it just sitting straight up and down with the rat trap. I want it kind of at an angle. So what I'm gonna have to do is sand off a portion of this triangle. So I'll take my line here and I start at that top corner here, okay? And I'll take this and I'll draw a line from one corner all the way to the end there. And we're gonna use that as a sanding mark so that it sits kind of at an angle. So again, back over to the sawdust accumulation area. I've got my belt sander out here, and turn this bad boy on and sand this down a little bit. This one I am comfortable with doing with the camera on one hand and the wood in the other. So we'll go from there. So, just sanded it down nice, so it's got a little bit of an angle to sit on. All right, now that I am done accumulating sawdust, it's time to put this bad boy together. We have our triangle and our trap. Take a little bit of wood glue, put it on the back of this bad boy. Not too much, just enough. Get her right there on center. And take my handy little pneumatic brad nailer, put a shot and an angle there. Oh, safety. PPE, police. All right, pop this bad boy in. One there. Put two up here. And there she be. Not too shabby, huh? So, now for the last part. Make it look pretty. Take our nice little propane torch here, light that bad boy up, give it some character. Just lightly kissed with the flame. Give it a nice little kind of worn / rustic, I don't know what you want to call it. Just a good kind of old look to it. Doesn't have to be perfect, just so it doesn't look like I just threw a bunch of pieces of wood together to make it look pretty. Again, I don't want to set it on fire. I just want to get it a little bit of character. All right. Now all it needs is a coat of poly, nice little spray coat of poly, and it's set to go. Appreciate everyone watching this video. Like I said, this is the first one I ever made. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot to learn, but hey, at least I got one out there. Till next time, see you folks.